Good morning, cultists. Welcome back to another Unbalanced Breakfast with Cthulhu's. Let's play some more Tyranny, and I've been looking forward to this all day. Alright, let's... Ooh, more people to kill. Fantastic. Eyes forward, no looking back! The Vendrian guard warrior roars with his falx held high, his words largely lost over the din of combat. You. His attention lands on you. A double take of recognition comes over the man's face. A peaceminder from the war. If you've come to once again talk peace, it seems you're too late. And we gain major favor with the Vendrian guard for, I guess, giving the peace? I don't know. Should we gain wrath or favor? Let's go with favor, I'm thinking. So I said, drop your weapon and perhaps we can settle this without bloodshed. We knew that violating the surrender meant an end to what little mercy and goodwill Kyros' forces have or ever will show us. Now there's no turning back. He shakes his head with a frown. I know you tried to do right by us in the past, but now you're between us and the way out. Nothing personal. Fatebinder, did I hear that correctly? Maybe you misunderstood why we're here. As he signals his men to charge, the sound of chanting rises from the south, drawing his attention. Scarlet Chorus reinforcements, hurry! Ooh, magic user. Run down the Oathbreakers, let none escape. From the red mob of reinforcements from the south, a blood chanter emerges at the head of the rabble, the ornamental crest of her staff pulsing with crimson tones. Citing sigils of magic and wordlessly moving her mouth, the blood chanter scribes a series of spells into the air. A red glow surrounds the Vendrian guard warriors as the chanter's magic worms its way into their minds, blinding them with rage. Hold position, all of you! You there, keep to the path! The warrior gestures along the canyon trail, but his soldiers turn their attention to the Scarlet Chorus, roaring challenges. No! Don't engage them! We need to run! His orders falling on deaf ears, the warrior reluctantly readies his weapon. Kill time!
Come at.
Oh wait, okay, wait. When you have companions in your party, you are able to execute unique and powerful combos called companion combos. These abilities allow two characters to act in concert to create a powerful effect. Try using the Blood-Soaked Stone combo ability against Tarkus Demos. When your companion combo ability is activated, you will see that the icon above each character's head is set to the same ability. The combo will begin when each character is out of recovery, when the blue circle around the ability icon is gone. Fantastic. It's this one, right? Blood-Soaked Stone? Very cool. Let's do this. Let's do this verse. Okay, that wasn't all that impressive, but you know, whatever. I don't blame you guys. Probably something I did. It's usually always something I do. Oh, and he exploded. Fantastic. First, don't get hurt. I'm warning you right now. Oh, he exploded! Oh my god, that was awesome. Thrust upon him. Thrust upon him hard and vigorously. Keep thrusting. Do it until he explodes. And he did. Fantastic. Hello. Come quick, we have a situation on the cliffside. They have the commander. Okay, well, which commander? Do they have their own commander? Do they have our commander?
Will do.
Details would be nice, buddy. But you know what? We're actually not gonna hurry. We're going to loot before we go anywhere. That's what RPGs have taught me, is to not follow urgent orders, but instead loot to your heart's content. Ah. And we're getting even better stuff. You know, I thought we were supposed to have, like, as a Fatebinder or whatever, we're supposed to have, like, amazing equipment, but it seems like we don't. It seems like we kind of have crap. So that's encouraging. It's good to know that, you know, one of the highest ranking officers in the whole army here, or whatever, is equipped with shit. Hello, Cosma. What is this? Okay, just, it's not that great. Cosma, what are you doing? Are you hiding? Come on, man. Woman, I don't know. Some kind of commotion. What could it be? Store your weapons or we find out how long a man screams before hitting the ravine down below. Cornered between a precipitous drop and a band of angry soldiers, the Oathbreaker warrior holds a disfavored officer at knife point. Skewer him! Worry not for me. Graven Ash will protect. The disfavored officer winces, blood seeping from the seams of his bracers and cuirass. You heard the man. He plainly invited you to use that little blade of yours. What are you waiting for? Permission from your pimp? Haha, nice. This blade? With a jerk of the knife, he slices off a clump of Drastus's matted hair. If you're so eager to see your ally dead, just step closer. So we can do a whole bunch of stuff. Gain wrath and favor combination of stuff. Or we can do athletics. So we lower our weapon, charge forward and wrestle the knife from him. So we'll get favor with both. Okay, let's do that. The Oathbreaker cracks a wide smile as you lower your weapon. That's right. Now the rest of you, drop those weapons. With his attention on the other warriors, you dash forward. He reaches out with his dagger to slay Drastus, but your hand is already on the wrist. With a wrenching twist, you mangle his hand, dropping the dagger harmlessly to the ground. The disfavored warriors rush forward from either side of you. Tyrell barely manages a strained gasp before being hacked and impaled upon their swords and spears. They didn't move at all. That was a telepathic kill. Kyros be praised, the Oathbreaker fought with the rage of Cain himself. Justice slides a trembling hand across or along the cut on his neck. Thank you, Fatebinder. I thought today was my last. From the look of it, guess they thought it was if they swarmed the pass, maybe one might make it out. We found a few scraps of parchment on their bodies. Justice holds out a handful of crumpled paper or parchment for your inspection. A student of letters such as yourself should be able to make sense of this. Literacy is rare in the Northern Empire, where the disfavored are born and trained. Time spent reading and writing is, after all, time not spent sparring and readying one's body and mind for battle. Okay, cool. I guess they don't learn how to read. So let's examine it. Repeating the same messages in different written scripts, the parchment explains the Vendrian guards' desire to overthrow Kyros' archons and rout their armies from the tiers. The pages aren't addressed to any specific reader, but rather openly invites all who remain loyal to the younger realms to gather at Vendrian's well. Recruitment material. They were trying to bring more traders to the fight. Well, from the look of it, if we kept them from slipping out of the valley, whatever they hoped to accomplish, I think their plan died here. The Archons are expecting you. When you're ready, leave by the gate to the southeast and follow the trails down slow for a few hours. You see the campfires leagues away. Can't miss it. Well, we'll see about that. I mean, I think we can probably miss it. I miss a lot of things. So I'll take that as a challenge. Oh, he's got... Oh, I thought they were onion rings. I got excited for a second there. But no, they're not onion rings. They're bangles. It gives me haste, which sounds cool. Does that mean I get haste if I... Oh, okay. So I guess it improves my dodge a little bit? I don't know. Well, whatever.
I got it.
We'll keep it on. What's this? Alright, let's use our athletics to climb up. And...
Interesting.
Oh. Got a potion of invisibility. Fantastic. Let's climb down again. And let's do some exploring around here. See what's what. And save in the meantime. Boop. Anyone? Okay, these iron walkers, stone shields, etc. What's going on here? Guys. Okay. Prisoner says his name is Tarkos Demos. Drastus lets out a long sigh, tapping his gauntleted finger to his temple. Then I don't think this is a complicated matter. He dies. His family's been a driving force in the Vendrian Guard. Killing him should demoralize whatever's left of the Tarkus clan. All must be given the chance to... Chorus Mage falls short as her eyes widen at the recognition of your face. You! I see how it is. Have you come once again to deny us our right? How do you expect us to fight if we are denied the right to claim new blood? And we gain wrath from them because they're angry at us. We'd let you take the prisoners, but you can't control them. You send those conscripts out on patrol and they never return, defecting all over again. I can't let this nonsense strategy continue. Well, I insist this oath taker be taken to the voices of Nerat, leaving us at an impasse. Fortunately, we have a Fatebinder here to settle the matter for us. The Chancellor turns to you, an expectant smile creeping across her face. So, what say you? What should become of this prisoner? Oh, I think I agree with the disfavored. I mean, if you're just gonna like enslave them and put them in your army, you kinda need people to watch over them, don't you? So yeah, let's execute the Oathbreaker. One chance to surrender is enough. Fantastic. And we just got an achievement for a slow death. The Tearsmen can't be trusted. Rakes, thieves, and whores, nothing more. We were far too merciful the first time. Terratus nods to a nearby warrior. Have this one tied up. He and his friends can watch each other rot in the sun. I won't keep you here any longer, Fatebinder. I know you've important business in the valley. Terratus salutes you, his iron gauntlet wrapping against his breastplate. For the glory of Kyros. He dead? He dead? No? I don't know. Let's see what else we have. Talking with companions. Once a companion joins your party, you can talk to them at any time by selecting the conversation icon on their portrait. Each companion who joins you will have important information about the world of Terratus, and their own opinions on the factions and situations you encounter. Knowing how they feel about events will allow you to make choices that build your reputation with each companion. Companions will also interject their opinions into conversations you're having with other characters. How you respond to their statements will alter your reputation with that companion and others in the party. Spell scrolls. You've discovered a scroll that contains the image for a sigil of magic. That sounded way too excited. If a member of your party has a high enough lore skill, you can learn this sigil and use it to craft spells. If you meet the lore requirement for the scroll, right-click on the scroll icon and then click on the Learn button at the bottom of the inspection interface. Quest Journal. As you receive quests, your journal will update with relevant information. If you ever get stuck, open it up to review your notes. You can open the journal by pressing J. You have discovered a hidden object. Many areas of your Terratus have hidden traps or chests. When discovered, these objects will highlight for all of your party to see. Enable scouting mode by pressing left Alt to make finding these hidden objects easier. Left Alt. Okay.
They won't see me coming.
Oh, so we are in stealth mode. Scouting mode is used for both stealth and for finding hidden objects like traps and secret containers. While scouting, your character's selection circle will start to fill with the yellow when a hostile character is starting to detect them. Once the circle fills yellow, the character is suspicious and will move to investigate while the circle fills red. If the circle becomes fully red, your characters will be discovered. Several talents will give your characters bonuses when attacking from stealth. Very cool.
On it.
Yeah, that's nifty. And you have stuff to say?
Need to talk? I suppose I can give you a moment of my time.
Verse crosses our arms and regards you with curiosity.
What do you need?
Are you a spy for the voices of Nerat? Verse regards you with an unreadable expression. Her mismatched eyes look at each other. Wait, look at each of yours in turn. Her eyes look at each other. What a talent. That's definitely like a party trick right there. Insufficient reputation. Reputation in Tyranny governs how major factions and characters, from Archons to Companions, feel about the Fatebinder. Reputation is measured on two scales, favor and wrath. Reputation affects not only the quests you are offered and how characters treat you in the world, it also grants unique abilities to the Fatebinder. Different abilities are unlocked for favor versus wrath, granting different rewards depending on how the faction feels about you. Okay. So is one better than the other or not? I don't know. I mean, does it even matter? You have to decide for yourself whether or not I'm worth trusting. Is keeping me along worth the risk that I'll spill the occasional word about what you ate for breakfast? Well, considering that I'm pretty obsessed with breakfast, yes. Yes, I would. Notice how I always say, have a good breakfast? Good morning and all that stuff? Breakfast is important to me. So yes, it is maybe not worth it to keep you around. I don't know. Tell me
If you
something about
insist.
yourself.
I'm a Scarlet Fury. That should raise some flags for you. It means that I'm good at killing, and more importantly, that I enjoy it.
No, nothing wrong with that.
What I won't enjoy are the pleasures of funerary rites packed with weeping mourners. Someday I'll fall in battle, and then they'll roll me into a mass grave or heap me atop a shit-stained wagon. One more anonymous, knife-riddled piece of meat.
Shit-stained wagons. Best way to travel.
Until then, I plan to take whatever I can from life and have a little fun along the way.
I kind of wish it was fully voice acted for like everything. That way you don't have to listen to me rabble on. Tell me about your life before the chorus. Life? What life? As far as I'm concerned, I didn't exist before the chorus. There was some girl in a farm wearing my face and talking with my voice, but she wasn't me. Sometimes she would sneak out at night, take a scythe, and have some fun with the livestock. Our shared interests began and ended there. When the Scarlet Chorus swept through my village on their long trek from the bastard city, that was when I finally woke up. I buried my old life, took red vengeance on anyone who'd wronged me, and found the freedom I could only dream was out there. What of your parents? My mother ran a successful farm, and I worked it for a number of years before I found the chorus. She was a hard, bitter woman, acting like the world owed her for something. She never talked about my father, though. I figured out a thing or two about him later on. He was a merchant from the Northern Empire who took a liking to her and she him. He stayed around only long enough to get what he wanted. But never mind him. My mother never had what you would call taste, so he couldn't have been terribly influential to me if he did stick around. Do you ever wish you could do things over and end up somewhere other than Kyros' army? That's as naive a question as I've ever heard. Kyros is everywhere. If you aren't in the Overlord's army, you're being trampled by it. Of course, I could have labored on the family farm into my maturing years, married some dolt and littered a nursery of squealing piglets. Having my body torn to pieces by smaller versions of me sounds like fun. Then one day, when I decided enough was enough, I'd slit my husband's throat over breakfast, and run off to join the chorus anyways. My way saved a lot of time. Verse smooths back the feathers in her hair and shakes her head with a smile. Should we go with loyalty or fear? I don't know. I feel like I want to get loyalty in my, companions rather than fear. You're a killer. Better just stick with the chorus. At least you understand. The chorus praises and rewards the things inside me that I would suppress in civilized company. Life is too short to repress every desire, right? Especially if I have anything to say about it. How did you get conscripted? I think you have the wrong idea about me. The chorus didn't take me as a sobbing maid. I strode into their camp and enlisted. Someone tossed me a dented blade. I lived through the initiation, spent a week butchering my neighbors, and moved on with my new kin. I didn't waste time with goodbyes. My mother had long since died and the rest of my family were louses. The girl I used to be? Even she knew that she was worth more than all of them combined. What's the significance of your feathers? Insufficient reputation. Oh, I don't tell that story to just anyone. You'll have to butter me up before I get to the really intimate details. Well then, hello, nurse. Tell me about your time with the Scarlet Chorus.
The Scarlet Chorus is mostly for madmen and peasants with rusty daggers, but it's also a little niche of freedom that I never had. Once I survived training and met my Scarlet Fury sisters, I saw a different side of the howling mob.
Tell me about your training.
For new recruits shoved to the front lines, training means surviving the first battle. Anything beyond that is for the fighters who show potential, whether as blade dancers or arcane madmen.
That's what you call them, arcane madmen? That's awesome.
There's nothing in the world like getting put through the paces as a Scarlet Fury. Every day is a test of your commitment and passion. Failure means death. The first few weeks were the hardest, but also the most rewarding. I earned my name, picked up some quality weapons, and met my sisters.
Tell me about the Scarlet Furies.
The elite fighters of the Scarlet Chorus. Your typical Horde recruit fights with a rusty spoon and a chip on his shoulder, but the Scarlet Furies are, well, different. We focus our madness. We coordinate, we kill, we dance. It's like art. Imagine a sculpture that twisted in weird, beautiful angles, and then gutted you too fast for you to realize what was happening.
It does sound wonderful.
It is, as I remind myself all the time. The most important day of my life was when the voices of Nerat recognized my potential and sent me to Scarlet Fury training.
You earned your name? If you think a simple farmer from the Tiers would name her child Verse, I suggest you visit my old village. Most of them were walking around with surnames like Barrel or Fish. Not the most creative bunch. She smirks and shakes her head. The chorus takes your name away. Whoever you were before, you aren't that person anymore. Then you earn back a name through the great deeds, usually murderous ones. That's why you see a choirman walking around with names like Stink Mouse or Face First. There's probably a great reason for it. The voices of Nerat gave me this name. When the Scarlet Chorus runs howling into battle, he doesn't hear war. He hears a symphony. And when I fight with a blade or bow, he told me that my music stands out louder than anyone else's and contains too many parts to be easily defined. When you least suspect it, the Archon of Secrets can be downright charming. I don't want to gain fear, so let's ask her about her weapon skills. When I was just a kid, it didn't take me long to realize I was a natural. I could pick up a rusty kitchen knife and skewer a rat from across the room. The Scarlet Chorus gave me opportunities to educate myself. My sisters were always a bit surprised by how quickly I took to different fighting styles. She frowns for a moment, then shakes whatever she wanted to say. Alright, well, we'll leave the question or the name thing for later. Back to my questions about the Scarlet Chorus.
What do you need to know?
Before you hesitated when you brought up your fighting styles. Why? As if that's any of your business. If I wanted to say something, you would have heard it. Don't assume that I'm holding back. You fight for me, do you not? Tell me. I suppose that's true, and like any competent gang boss, you want to know if your second in command is losing her nerve. Seems fair enough. I mentioned before that I'm good at picking up different weapons and fighting techniques. The truth is, I'm better than good. I could flay a man so cleanly that I'd leave a single strip of skin behind. He wouldn't even need to be tied down. That was one of the first things that I discovered about myself after joining the Scarlet Chorus. The voices of Nerat recognized this, or it in me as well, which is why he singled me out for Scarlet Fury training. Have you tried that flaying trick before? Let me just say that when we ran out of canvas for pitching tents, the fifth eye handed me a knife and pointed me to the prison pens. She winks. My sisters were the masters of their fighting forms, but since they died, my style has changed, almost like I can kill as if they did. I could pick a bow, a lance, anything really. I could tear someone to pieces with a weapon that I only watched my sisters use. I don't know what it could mean, and that worries me. Who are your sisters? Who were they would be more appropriate. Three Whispers, Red Geyser, and Seeking Sheath. Best fighters I ever met. There wasn't a foe we couldn't take down together. Our fighting styles complemented perfectly, so we divided up the killing work like bards sharing a song. At least we used to. She presents a solemn salute. Tell me about... I do apologize for the constant reading. Jeez, it's what this entire episode is going to be. Holy crap, she has a lot to say. Tell me about Three Whispers. She was as calm as the surface of a pond and looked light on her feet. More than one foe tripped and fell on their own blade due to Whisper's crafty footwork. Verse lets her gaze slip away from you as a fleeting moment of sorrow steals your attention. Tell me about Red Geyser. A one-woman siege breaker. She would launch herself at her foes like a battering ram. Not even a disfavored phalanx could have withstood that dumb suicidal wench. Kyros' eyes. But she was something to behold. Verse slams her fist into her palm. Tell me about Seeking Sheath. That girl could pass a spear through 12 rings from the far side of a battlefield. Kyros helped any foes who approached her marching single file. She made a game of splitting as many soldiers as possible in the same javelin. What happened to them? We were scouting around Vendrian's well during a siege, back when we only suspected the guard of organizing in secret. My sisters and I came upon a group of them, or Kyros knows. Maybe they found us. No one said anything. We drew iron and bronze. That was when everything went wrong. I was supposed to take point and occupy the guard with a dance of blade work, something disorienting while my sisters picked their marks. I hesitated. I lost my nerve. Instead of rushing the Oathbreakers, I froze with my weapon drawn. My sisters fought on without me, but they were off balance, like whatever I had was catching. They died. I lived. My sisters were relying on me to lead the dance, and I failed them. So I can be nice to her and gain fear, which is weird. Or I can be harsh. Yes. And gain loyalty? Sure, I'll go with loyalty. Your actions were inexcusable for a fight of your station. You're absolutely right. If I had witnessed the same in one of my sisters, I might have even killed her for endangering the rest of us. Good thing for me they didn't get the chance. She chuckles, but there's no humor in it. Hesitation is a rot. It's unbecoming of any chorus member and unheard of in a Scarlet Fury. I would cut it from my body and cauterize the wound if only I knew its source. She grimaces once more and turns inward, contemplating. Any thoughts on the topic, or are we just here to open the wounds? Any idea why you lost your nerve in battle? I wish I had an explanation. For the first time, I lost the dance. The song of murder drew silent. Instead, there was only rigid, organized control. I have more questions about your sisters. No, let's go back to the Scarlet Chorus.
What do you need to know?
Who are the Scarlet Chorus leaders? Well, the Voices of Nerat is a spider at the center of the web. He acts like the army belongs to him, and he only lends it to Kyros because it suits his purpose, both of which are true. The rest are all offshoots of the Voices, like the Fifth Eye. Once you get down to the rank and file, the Scarlet Chorus organizes around a motley bunch of gang bosses who call the shots. What do you want to know? Tell me about the Voices of Nerat. He's a madman, but that never stopped me from following his orders. Even a legion as cutthroat as a chorus, you know better than to get on the Voices' bad side. People who cross him, or just people he meets, don't tend to survive the experience. If he ever seems disorganized or lost, it's because he's channeling one of the personalities he's devoured over the years. His mannerisms shift over to someone else, someone who's probably long since dead. Better to die than become part of the Voices. What makes Voices of Nerat so powerful? He's the Archon of Secrets, and he didn't earn that title lightly. People say that he knows more than every sage in the tiers combined, and that he can think 1,000 steps ahead of the other Archons. It would be putting it lightly to say he's never alone under the disapproving helmet of his. If you make secrets your business, I guess having people constantly whisper in your ear is a good thing. I usually want people to shut up, but to each their own. Tell me about the Fifth Eye. A walking nightmare, that one. I couldn't begin to guess who lives under that armor and speaks with that reedy voice, but I'll tell you what I know. When your world is built on secrets, it pays to have a few extra eyes. The Voices of Nerat has eyes in abundance, some that he keeps close and others that he sends out into the wilderness. Whoever the Fifth Eye was before he came into the Archon service, now he's just a half-mad, jabbering speech hole. A bodily function, in other words, an eye. Wait, Nerat's eyes are people? Maybe they used to be people. Whatever they were, they're eyes now. Folks like to whisper that the Voices of Nerat takes the servants and cuts out all the extra parts that they don't need. She makes a quick snipping gesture with her fingers. I once heard the Voices and the Fifth Eye in a tent together. The Voices kept screaming, "Redundancies! Redundancies!" Every time, another gout of blood would spray on the canvas walls. Can't even guess what he was cutting out. How many of the eyes does the Archon of Secrets have? The numbers keep changing. Either because it grows or because rumors don't mean shit. 3, 7, 19. Some even say that all of us are eyes and we don't even know it. She shakes her head in thoughtful disapproval. It's one of those questions that drives you mad if you allow yourself to think about it for too long. Hey, you could be one of Tunon's eyes. Bet you never thought of that. Let's talk about the other Scarlet Chorus leaders. Holy crap, there's a lot to... I'm so sorry, I think 20 minutes of this has been just me reading all this crap. Talk about the gang bosses. A boss is anyone who can rally enough support to kill the previous boss. They cling to command until someone gets wise and stabs them in the back. Tipcap leads the filthy lambs. Lox leads the rusted harps. Sharp used to lead the bone boys. Couldn't say where he ended up after they broke his legs. Waterwheel orders around the hairy hunters. Hauls for shit. Leads the lazy Malkins. Then Scurvy Queen, Finger Food, and Wild Gash collectively lead the Ladies of Perpetual Strangulation. What names! Those are awesome. I'm forgetting at least a dozen more. I've even led a gang or two in my day. They never survive very long, so no point getting attached. You led a gang? Don't act so surprised. I can crack a whip better than any of those daisies at the disfavored labor camps. But I was never that interested in the power struggle of those grunts and scabs in the middle. I wanted to stand on point on the I wanted to stand on the top like an apex predator. Here I am. Alright, about the Scarlet Chorus? Something else?
What do you need to know?
Oh god, there's still more to... Oh, jeez. We'll talk again later. Oh my god, there's too much to talk about. Holy shit. Let's talk to this woman. More talking. Fatebinder, what an honor to have one of Tunon's court visit our humble holdfast. Need supplies? Bursting with energy, the merchant slams her palm down on the top of a crate. If so, you've come to the right place. So you're a merchant, which is why I guess you were cowering. So what will it be today? She spreads out a welcoming arm over her wares. Nothing. Yeah, I'm really sorry that I just spent all of this entire episode just reading or talking with Verse. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to leave it off here and come back again in the next episode, and hopefully there'll be a little less talking next time. But it's doubtful. It is an RPG after all, so yeah, sorry about that. But anyways, hopefully next episode there'll be more action. So thank you very much for watching, and have a good breakfast.